Hello guys, my name is Amit Sani and I welcome you in this daily UPSC MCQ series Mission 2020 we are taking here. Current affair based issues we are discussing in much detail, and in a way it's a great help because specific things we are choosing here and making them in the form of questions so that you can memorize them easily, and these are perfect isolated details regarding a particular topic. So this way, if these questions are asked, then perfectly you can answer them because all the details surrounding the topic we are covering here, and daily 5 to 10 questions we are taking here. So I'm trying my best to give this a daily edition, and things are based on newspapers, magazines, and some static portion which is relevant with the current affairs section. So 22nd June it is, and let's start the lesson. These are the courses by StudyIQ, very affordable ones and totally approachable courses created by top faculties. And below the video, the link is given. You can ask any of your query regarding those videos, and you can call on these numbers also. There, ask any of your doubt, and chat section is available there. And this is the Facebook's group where I upload the PDF. You can get the PDF there. Please listen to the lesson and go through the PDF. This is the way. In both the videos, in the morning the Hindu lesson is coming, and in the evening MCQ lessons are coming. Both are coming in Hindi and English, both the languages. Specific characters attached with the biodiversity hotspots. You see, biodiversity means multiple species are there in a single area, and these are both for plants and animals. Okay, so both are there in much diversity, but the main issue is of endemism. Endemism means they are unique for that particular area, and they had originated there, and their majority of the population that is living or surviving there in that region. So why they have become hotspots? Because there is a loss of habitat. More than 70% habitat is lost if we compare it with the original area. So second and first both are correct. Third one, it supports 60% of the world's plants and animal species. That is again correct. So D all is the answer here, and let's see the details. In 1988, Norman Myers gave this particular term that biodiversity hotspots are there. 34 biodiversity hotspots are found till now. In India also, these are in Western Ghat region, Indo-Himalayan region, and in the Indo-China region. And endemism is the major factor there. At least 1500 species of vascular plants, okay, as endemics, means these should be there of that original area. So at least those many should be there, then only we can call it a biodiversity hotspot, and it should have lost at least 70% of its original habitat. So that's the condition. When it is met, then they are calling it a biodiversity hotspot. Hotspot means much more focus is there. Now CBHI, Central Bureau of Health Intelligence, works under Ministry of Home. You see, whenever you hear the word intelligence, then you jump to Ministry of Home. No, it is not like that. It is health intelligence. It is regarding maintaining a health management system and maintaining the profile of the health sector of Indians, and it is working under Directorate of General Health under Ministry of Health. So that's wrong. Annual publication is a National Health Profile. That is correct. There is no doubt about that. This is a right option. Third one, in its National Health Resource Repository project, it maintains disease profile of all the patients. This is wrong. You see, there is a issue of a geographical information system, and under that, what is done? They are running a project, NHRR project, and in that project they are geotagging all these government, private hospitals, labs, and all the assets which are there, so that anybody can locate them on a web tool. So that's a thing, and third one is wrong. Second one is only correct option here. C is the answer. No, this CBHI, it's a nodal agency for health intelligence in the Directorate General of Health Services. You see, it's a collaborating center also. For what? There are multiple zones in the world according to any kind of institution like WHO or any kind of like that. So WHO FIC is there, Family of International Classification, and they have this India and Southeast Asia region, SCR countries. In this SCR countries, this CBHI is the collaborating center. It is giving and making them available the data, and committed to build a integrated health informatics platform. So actually the aim is to systematic a systematic way for the health information system, and the management should be smooth there. And this is the vision there. In 1961 it was established under the DGHS, and a strong health management information system in the entire country. That is the ultimate goal of it, vision of it. NHRR project, this is actually a repository, as I told you, geo mapping of public as well as private health facilities, and they started with the 4 districts in the starting, but now it's a national rollout, and they are working in collaboration with Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, that is working in many areas in collaboration with many government agencies and all. And it is web based and geo mapping enabled single platform for all the health resources, both government and private. So that's the case, that's important. And it was an MOU signed between ISRO and NRSC Remote Sensing Center on 3rd of May 2017. Okay, so geotagging, as we all know, like today what's done for all the government assets and all, geotagging is done, so that on the internet, if you want to find out on the map that which facilities available where, suppose a dam is located on a particular road towards a village, so it will be tagged on the map, so you can reach there easily. Next, United Nations Entity for Gender Equality and Empowerment of Women. It is normally called UN Women. It's an entity of UN, we all know about that. It was not established in 1948. It was actually established very recently in 2010, operationalized in 2011. So this is a wrong option. And there is a convention regarding the elimination of all forms of discrimination against women, CEDAW. It's an international treaty, but by General Assembly, not by UN Women. This is wrong. Okay, UN Women is a part of a development group, United Nations Development Group, but this treaty was brought up by General Assembly, not by UN Women. So both are wrong here. D, none is the answer. Okay, Nation Entity for Gender Equality and Empowerment of Women. This is the abbreviation, you may say, or this is a kind of a detailed name here, and it is mainly for the empowerment of women. And Fumzile Lambo Nakuka is the executive director right now, and previously it was a kind of a fund, United Nations Fund for Empowerment of Women it was, and it was called UNIFEM, and there was no UN Women, they called it UNIFEM, but in 2010 UNIFEM became the UN Women. Okay, and recently Anita Bhatia was appointed as Deputy Executive Director of UN Women for Resource Management, Sustainability and Partnership. So that was the current affair regarding that, and in 2010 it was established. There are 4 important wings, or you may say divisions: Division for Advancement of Women, and INSTRO, International Research and Training, and OSAGI, Special Advisor on Gender Issues and Advancement, and UNIFEM, Development Fund for Women, and it is United Nations Development Fund. Okay. Next, CEDAW, the convention, as I told you, in 1979 it was brought up, and in 1981 it was established. And you see, it is famously called the Bill of Rights for Women, and it is International Bill of Rights. Okay, as in America there are Bill of Rights like we have fundamental rights, so it's a International Bill of Rights for women mainly. Okay, some countries which have till now not signed it, and America is there among these countries: America, Iran, Sudan, Tonga, Somalia, and Holy See. Otherwise all other countries, they have signed it and ratified it. Next, World Competitiveness Ranking. Global Competitiveness Index is released by World Economic Forum. Okay, and this World Competitiveness Ranking is actually by International Institute for Management and Development, IMD. So this ranking came, and we are now at 43rd rank. We were at 41st in 16. In 17 we reached up to 45th, and now we are at 43rd rank. Okay, there are some criterias. Actually 235 indicators are there, and based on 4 categories, or the criterias like economic performance, infrastructure of a country, government efficiency of a country, and business efficiency. On these basis they rank all the economies, and this was started in 1989, and the report ranks 63 economies, not all the economies, 63 economies. And these are the indicators. And sustainable growth, generated employment, increased citizens welfare, it is the aim. It is releasing this ranking so that countries can analyze their performances. So this is IMD, Institute for Management Development Business School, and it is giving this World Competitiveness Ranking. Next, performance of India. 43rd rank India has got here. So that's the case. And global finding is it is topped by Singapore and Hong Kong. It is not a country, it's a specially administrative region of China, as we all know, as the protest was going on in Hong Kong. So that's very much in highlight these days. It is on the second position, okay, and USA is on third. Next, National Common Mobility Card, or we famously call it One Nation One Card, and this was in discussion for many years now. Now it's a interoperable transport card, and it is conceived by which ministry? Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs, because the transportation, trains, buses and all, these are used mainly in the urban areas, in cities, metro cities, by people. So they may use many of them. So there must be a simple card, and it will be very smooth the process. You just have one card and you can access buses, trains, metros, anything. So that's the case. And RuPay card mechanism is applied here. RuPay is our own a particular gateway, and NCFC card is issuable as prepaid debit or credit RuPay card. And you can these are partnered banks as SBI, Punjab National Bank and others. And it was first conceptualized in 2006. There was NUTP, National Urban Transportation Policy. So it was discussed at that time but could not get operationalized. Now it's working and collaborated with NPCI, you see, National Payment Corporation of India, because it is the issue of payment through this card. So NPCI will be working on that, and Bharat Electronics Limited, which is famous for EVMs, so that has created a reader prototype for that. Means when you will apply the card somewhere, then there would be a reader that would recognize your card. So that is created by Bharat Electronics Limited. Next, Union Cabinet has approved the National Mineral Policy recently, and it was the 19 Mineral Policy, and it replaced the 2008 one. It aims to ease mergers, acquisitions, and it supports the private sector and asks for the dedicated corridors in mineral area and giving the industry status. So third is correct, first is correct, second is wrong, because actually it is not limiting private sector anyway. It is not doing that anyway. It is actually created for this private sector. You can say simply that, because everything is supporting private sector there. Let's see the provisions here. 1 and 3 is the answer. Granting the status of industry so that funding or the financing of the mining for private sector that can be boosted. Long-term export-import policy so that private sector can be boosted in terms of planning stability. Rationalizing reserved areas given to PSUs. Even the areas which are already given to PSUs, they also will be rationalized here, and they can be auctioned to private sector here. And transfer of mining leases and creation of dedicated mineral corridors for private sector. So in every particular case, they are giving advantage to private sector, and they are totally believing the private sector here and totally supported. Okay. Transparency, better regulation, enforcement, balanced social economic growth. These are the aims. They may ask you about that. And it is attracting the private investment also from all the sides. And intergenerational equity concept would be there. Means the equity concept will go to next generations. And it replaces the NMP 2008. Next, initial fund allocated in National Software Policy 19. And in the starting, they are allocating 1500 crore rupees. And it is going for 7 years now. So they are targeting next 7 years. Further, they will go for next 5,000 crore rupees also. But this time, the important thing is that they want to make India a software product nation. We are very much capable here. We have genius minds. Great IT professionals are there, and they are software makers mainly. So boost revenues, exports, value addition chains, and innovation, intellectual property, all things should be boosted here. For that, they are allocating around 1,500 crore rupees initially. It is divided into two important categories: software product development fund and research and innovation fund. And they are gonna create a particular force of IT professionals. 10 lakh people will be created as IT professionals. 1 lakh school and college students will be there, and 10,000 specialized professionals will be there. And cluster based innovation driven ecosystem they will build here. So that's the case. And actually they are going to bring a technology startups in a tier 2 and tier 3 small towns and cities. So they are shifting from bigger cities and moving towards tier 2 and tier 3 cities, so that some kind of development should come in these cities also. Okay, so it is NPSP 2019, and that's the case. And next question is new ministry called JAL Shakti. New ministry is now created out of the merger of Ministry of Water Resources, River Development and Ministry of not Environment and Climate Change. It is actually Drinking Water and Sanitation Ministry, which is taking the Swachh Bharat mission. So that is taken by Ministry of JAL Shakti. So many changes we have seen, progress less, more changes in everything that we are observing, and that's unfortunate actually. But let's see, let's not be negative in the starting. We will have to see what kind of hope is there and what kind of positive change is going to come here. That we have to see. First is wrong, second is also wrong, because it is piped water connection to every household by 2024. It is not 22. 22 is a famous goal, but now it is 2024. So D9 is the answer here, and you can read that detail in the PDF here. By 2024 they are planning to provide piped water connection to every household. Okay. JAL Shakti Ministry. Next, National Defence Fund. It was not announced after Pulwama attack. This is wrong. That statement is wrong. Second, fund is administered by executive committee. That is perfectly correct. Headed by Prime Minister, and Defence, Finance and Home Ministers, they are the members. That is perfectly correct statement. Third, fund is being used for welfare of members of armed forces. Correct one. Paramilitary forces. Correct one. But not state police forces. This is wrong. This is actually for railway protection forces. So this statement is again wrong, and second only is the correct option here. D is the option, and NDF was set up in 1962 after this China war, and administered by an executive committee headed by Prime Minister, and members are Defence, Finance and Home Ministers. And under this NDF, National Defence Fund, what they are doing, they are giving scholarships to their kids and their wives, the deceased personals, and under it there is a particular scholarship scheme called PMSS, Prime Minister Scholarship Scheme, and is being implemented to encourage technical education and postgraduate education for the widows of these martyrs, or wards, or they means their kids of these deceased or ex-service personnel. So ex-service personnel also, that's the case. And scholarships will be available for education and technical institutions. So this is already going on since 1962. What are the new changes now? In this month June, they made some changes. They increased these amounts, 2,000 to 2,500 for boys, from 2050 to 3,000 a month for girls, and it has widened to cover the wards of state police officials also, who are martyred in terror or Naxal attacks. Only this category. So that's the case, and this is all for today. And details, digest that lesson, try to remember all these details, and thanks a lot. We will meet again tomorrow, and it will be the MCQ lesson only. Tomorrow is Sunday. Thanks a lot.